Just suddenly realised I am wearing the perfect t-shirt for this. I'll put a link into the artist in the video description below. But yeah, so a few days ago the full trailer for FNAF 2 film came out. I did a breakdown of it and a reaction. It looks amazing, it looks scary, and I'm excited for it. But I missed a whole bunch of stuff, so I think I did this for the full trailer for the first film actually, but we're going to do it again. This is going to kind of be just stuff I kind of missed in the trailer, and I'm going to talk about it, but also the basic plot line has been revealed for the film as well, so I'm going to tell you guys what that is too. So starting with the plot, this got revealed at San Diego Comic-Con. There was a panel I think a couple of days ago at the time of recording, or a few days ago now at the time of recording, sorry, and it has, I think the full panel has been put up online, but I haven't got a chance to watch it yet, so as I'm recording this I haven't watched it yet, but by the time this is uploaded I probably would have watched it by then. But the plot has been revealed, so I've got notes down on my phone down here, so if I start looking down, I'm looking down at my phone. So the basic plot is, they're not just at Freddy's anymore. 1 year has passed since the supernatural nightmare at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. The stories about what transpired there has been twisted into a campy, local story inspiring the town's first ever Fazfest. Former security guard Mike, played by Josh Hutcherson, and police officer Vanessa, played by Elizabeth Lally, has kept the truth from Mike's 11-year-old sister Abby, played by Pippa Rubio, concerning the fate of her animatronic friends. But when Abby sneaks out to reconnect with Freddy, Bonnie, Chica and Foxy, it will set in motion a terrifying series of events, revealing dark secrets about the true origins of Freddy's and unleashing a long-forgotten horror hidden away for decades. Look, I've never been very good with plot descriptions. So I think what's interesting about this is, firstly, 1 year has passed. It does make sense in the trailer. Vanessa and Mike are talking about, you know, is Abby okay? I think things are starting to get back to normal. You know, we're doing pretty well so far after things that happened. So it is a year that has passed. However, obviously we know from the trailer that Vanessa is still traumatised. She's still getting flashbacks for William. And there's a lot of scenes with her being supposedly attacked by the yellow rabbit, but I'm guessing those are going to be flashbacks, so that's very evident there. But also I think what's interesting is Fazfest. I thought Fazfest was going to be a past thing. I didn't realise it was a new thing that's coming up, so that's going to be really interesting. So that's going to be a year after the events of the first film, which I didn't quite expect timeline-wise. I think that's quite interesting. So yeah, here are the details that I missed in the trailer. And I do apologise. I know that sometimes people get a bit annoyed if I miss stuff. One, I'm not the most observant of people, never really have been. But two, I've explained this before when I actually played, interestingly, FNAF 2 with the Wizards, where I explained that sometimes it takes my brain a while to process what I'm looking at. So if it's a fast-paced trailer like with FNAF 2, yeah, by the time I've realised what I'm looking at, the image has already passed and it's gone from my mind. So I do apologise that I probably missed a lot of stuff that was probably really obvious to you guys. But yeah, I do apologise for that. But so that being said, the first thing that I missed was, I cannot remember the actor's name, I apologise, but Charlie from Final Destination Bloodlines, he stars as a paranormal, like, podcaster, like YouTuber kind of thing, and him and McKenna Grace, who's his, like, co-star, they go into that Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. And I think it's McKenna Grace that says, oh, a little girl got murdered here.
Some little girl got murdered here.
I didn't catch that, because I said, oh, I think the puppet's going to be Garrett. So it does seem like I'm wrong, and I think they're going to go with, oh, Charlie's the puppet, Skeet Ulrich at the San Diego panel got officially introduced into the sorry, it's really late. The FNAF cast. He wasn't allowed to say what he played, but from his description, I think he's going to play Henry Emily, which is going to be very interesting. We got Stu Macker and Billy from Scream again. So that's going to be interesting. But yeah, if that's the case, then that means that the puppet is going to be Charlie. I do wonder if they are going to introduce Garrett as like a ghost child. I still think they should do that, but I do wonder now where it's going to go with the addition of Charlie as the puppet. And in the same clip that I'm going to be showing, there's little puppet plushies along the river ride, which I actually didn't see them, to be honest. I didn't catch them. So yeah, I apologise for that. They look so cute. So that's interesting. So the puppet, like with FNAF 2, the game, the puppet was already an established thing. We talked about Abby and the little talking device she has, and the device talks back and lures her to this new pizzeria, or for her it's a new pizzeria. Lures her back. I said that, oh, it's like the mini game voices of Come Find Us, and like at the end credits of the first film. I have had someone point out that actually it could be the fact that it's the toy animatronics tricking her. So Come Find Us might not necessarily mean Bonnie, Chica, Freddy and Foxy from the first film. It could be the toy animatronics tricking her instead. So then Abby goes to pizzeria and gets to the main stage, and I didn't actually catch this until I was editing my last video, but I think what's interesting is there seems to be a trap door like at the end of the walkway of the main stage, which is interesting. I wonder what could be revealed there, like who's going to rise up from that. Maybe the puppet. Maybe that's what that's for. Maybe it's for the puppet. I also like the detail of the next shot is Toy Chica moving her eyes, and at the same time her little hair and the eyebrows go down. I think that's a really cool detail. There's also the flashbacks to the yellow rabbit luring the kids into the back room to kill them. We talked about the flashbacks already, but yeah, I missed that one where he was actually luring one of the kids. Interestingly, not one of the kids from the first film, so another one. We know that William has killed more than 5 kids. He's basically a massive serial killer. Like, we know this by now. So I missed that shot. Again, I think that was a really fast one, so I do apologise for that. But that's terrifying. Him looking through the window is really creepy. Obviously the shot of him also stomping down the corridor holding a knife. I didn't mention that one. I did spot it, but I didn't mention it in the last video because I thought maybe it's one of Vanessa's flashbacks, but it could be a flashback to do with that same situation that I've just mentioned. So yeah, but I wasn't entirely sure. Okay, this one was quick and I did not spot this and everyone else did. The close-up of Vanessa, you can see the puppet. Like, you can see what the puppet actually looks like. That is horrifying. And I think the puppet is also the one that I think is going to be quite creepy as well. And I really hope it's creepy. Like the phone guy says in FNAF 2, never really liked that puppet. I find it so creepy. I don't like it. But yeah, I didn't spot that. It wasn't when I was editing it, it was when I was watching Dorco's reaction and he accidentally clicked onto it. He didn't even spot it until he accidentally clicked onto that shot. I was like, oh, that's interesting. I really want there to be scares like that as well. I mentioned in the last video that I want there to be like stinger jump scares and stuff. I also want there to be scares like that. So there was also a shot that I did do in the last video where Vanessa was looking down something, but above her was the puppet's hands, like crawling back. And like, if you didn't spot it, you wouldn't notice, but it's kind of one of those things where it's like, hey, what is that? Oh. I want those kind of shots as well, especially with the puppet. I think that could be really cool and creepy. And these last two things that I missed out, I'm just going to put both together. So the close-up of Withered Foxy, I did not realise that's who that was. I couldn't really identify it because, again, I think it was quite a quick shot. That is Withered Foxy. And then lastly, Mike sees the Freddy Fazbear, what I thought was the front faceplate. It's not, it's the FNAF 2 mask, which I didn't realise, and then later on he puts it on and you can see, again, it's a very quick shot, so I blinked and missed this, but Withered Chica looking through the FNAF mask as like in the game. So those are really cool details, and Withered Chica looks terrifying, and that's something I'm also gonna be scared of, I'm sure. But yeah, those were very quick shots that I also kind of blinked and missed, so I do apologise as well. A lot of these shots were very fast shots that I completely missed, blinked and missed. My brain didn't quite process what I was looking at until it's too late. So yeah, I do apologise for that. But I will also say thank you to a couple of commenters who have kind of pointed out a couple of things that I've included in this video. So Asif Mohammed 7553 pointed out the flashback to do with the kid getting lured by the yellow rabbit. Thank you for that. It's really helpful as well, because it's cool to like read your comments of what you guys spotted as well, and this is why I always say, like, go off and watch these videos for yourselves without me, you know, blabbing about and blah blah blah, because I'll probably spot stuff that you guys didn't notice and vice versa. Reese Connor, as always, has also spotted a couple of things. So the little girl getting murdered here quote is what they also spotted, and there's a couple of shots with Vanessa, so the close-up with the puppet behind Vanessa is what they also spotted too. So yeah, thank you very much for that, and as well as a couple of the flashbacks with the yellow rabbit as well. So yeah, thank you guys, because I really appreciate it, because yeah, I'm repeating myself now, but yeah, I don't always spot this kind of stuff, especially if it's really fast and quick. It's just not something that my brain can process. I don't know how long this video is actually going to be by the time I edit it, but I thought it would be fun to kind of do, here's what I've missed, here's what the basic plot is. Thank you all for watching. I'll put my last reaction video in and the FNAF 2 trailer in the description down below, as well as the artist who did this t-shirt, Jill's Bones, sorry. I'll put their socials and stuff in the video description below. I need to go to bed. It's very warm in here and I'm tired. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye!